Alright, so I got my core to level 8, and I'm only level 23. And from what I've seen, this actually is pretty high for my level, I think. Most people around my level seem to have a lower level core. So let's take a look at what level 8 core unlocks. So I get 2 more notes, and I get a guardian, but nothing else really. Unless I go for a server farm or a Bitcoin mine. And if I wanted to upgrade it to level 9, I need 4 net connections, but it's also going to take $3 million to upgrade it to level 9. And originally, I was saying that I wanted to upgrade to level 9 to try and get ahead of the competition. However, now I'm having a bit of second thought, and that's because last time, the main reason I wanted to level my core to 9 is to prevent stealth hack, because my old layout was very vulnerable since there weren't code gates at the front. But now with this new layout, I'm not so sure that it's such a priority anymore to get it to level 9. Because if we take a look, I got attacked by Samuel at level 30, and he used a lot. And this time it was pretty standard, unlike the past few attacks that I've gotten. And he also only managed to get up to the core. So if we take a look, he went with the battering ram and some worms, which is pretty standard. Although he could have definitely gotten a stealth hack in still, since my scanner is pretty low level. Compared to the past few attackers who have used the blaster, the battering ram only sped it up by like 15 seconds or so. But it takes significantly longer to compile the battering ram, which is one of the main reasons why I've been using the blaster myself. And this is the first choke point. He's just gonna throw down 2 protectors, I guess. And another protector? That's 3 now. And that's 4 protectors. And that's 5 protectors. He's almost done taking down the securities and 1 ice walls. So he had to go with 5 protectors on that 1 choke point, because he was only able to place down 1 shurikens. And I'm not really sure that was the most effective way to go about it, because maybe he would have been better off just to have 1 protector and some beam cannons instead. That was a bit questionable, using 5 protectors like that on 1 choke point. Because now here's the second choke point, and he might want a protector here. But he used the shuriken, which is actually one of the weaknesses of my setup, I think. Because if you take a look, you see that the evolver is going down from the shuriken hits, even though the original purpose of this choke point was to force them to take the core first, before they even move on to the evolver. But right now, with the shurikens, he's able to take the evolver and the core simultaneously. So I guess he switches over to the beam cannon because he realizes he's out of time, perhaps? So he just throws down the data leeches onto the core instead, and just goes all in, because now he's out of ice walls and out of protectors too. So far I'm pretty satisfied with my network. The only real weakness that I would like to improve is maybe replacing that with, I guess, a code gate? But even then I'm not so sure, because if I replace that with a code gate, then these 2 security nodes wouldn't be as effective, because this is supposed to be a choke point right now. And aside from that, I don't really know what else I would even do with the extra code gate and turret that I get. So I'm thinking maybe there's no need to rush to level 9 for now, and instead I should just focus on upgrading my security. And the main thing I need to upgrade right now is this scanner, because they can just walk into my network with stealth attacks, and the scanner wouldn't pick them up fast enough. And then the second thing I need to upgrade is this sentry, because a lot of my choke points are really heavy on the antivirus. Like this choke point is entirely dependent on antivirus, and these two choke points are entirely dependent on antivirus. So it's going to be really important for my antivirus to be a high level. And that's why, once again, that this scanner is important, because if they just walk into my network and disable this sentry, then my entire network security falls down greatly. So that might just be the two things I focus on. Although I do get two extra nodes, so what do I do with them, right? I'm thinking that maybe I could replace this node with something stronger, or weaker rather, because the Evolver has a firewall of 230, but if I get a Bitcoin mine and use it only as a choke point, which I will speed it up to 14 seconds, it only has a firewall of 150. So even though this is a farm, I can actually use it as a choke point instead by detaching this and then replacing this onto the scanner and then attaching it to the turret and the black ice. And then with this Evolver, I'm not too sure what I want to do with it. Maybe I can put it somewhere to support. Maybe I'll just put it onto this sentry for now, just to support it a bit. I'll figure out what I want to do with it later. I can't really think of what it would be good for right now. And I can also get the Guardian, but I'm not too sure what I want to do with the Guardian either, even though it's definitely something that I should get, and I can speed it up to 3 hours. So I can either put it on the core to just make the delay even longer, or I could try putting it maybe on these two nodes, so that once they take the choke point, if they use the shuriken, they are gonna still struggle a bit with these two nodes even more. So I might actually opt for that instead. So instead of putting it on the core, I will throw it onto these two. So then this way, if they do manage to use a shuriken here and take out this really fast, they will still struggle a bit taking down these two security nodes, because the Guardian will be supporting them. So that's what I'm going to go with for now. And I'll have to think about it, if maybe this is really the best way to use it, and if this is really the best way to use this. But otherwise, my next step is going to be focused on upgrading the sentry and upgrading the scanner. Alright, so thank you, and see you next time.